don't chase success. Don't chase happiness. Don't chase goals and deadlines. It doesn't work. What works is if you love the process, if you love the grind. Of course, you can set yourself goals, but if you love the grind, if you love the process of doing things, it will keep you motivated even if you miss that goal. If life punches you in the face, which happens, shit happens, then it will give you the power to stand up again and keep going. And that's why I don't care how much clicks, how much likes, how much views this video gets. It might be useful to you, and I prefer that it's loved by 10 people than it's just liked by 1,000,000 people, because the goal is to bring a message across. And it's better that that message gets really understood than that it just gets widespread. I mean, both of it is even better. I think that if I keep going like I'm going now, at some point I will have an audience and I will have people liking to listen to me. And so you shouldn't force it, because if I now set myself a goal like this video needs to have that many clicks and I don't get the clicks, then I will be frustrated. If I set myself a goal that my beer machine is finished by the end of next month and I miss that goal, I will be frustrated. I love building that machine. I love making videos, and that's what keeps me going. I mean, so many people are talking about this. I can tell you a few inspirations. One is David Goggins with his book, Can't Hurt Me, when it's about running, about making sports. I mean, that's, for example, a process I'm very, very bad at. I mean, at the moment we have snow outside, so definitely not into running, but that's something. One of my goals is to love the process of running. It's not how many kilometers I run. It's not what times I run. It's just like getting into a rhythm of running regularly. That's something I should push myself, because I know that if I get into that routine, it will be good for me. Gary Vaynerchuk also talks a lot about loving the process and not focusing on the goals. And Simon Sinek, also a great inspiration for me, talks about the infinite game, where it's not about winning the game, it's about staying in the game. It just gives you that resilience that is needed for success. And once you have built that resilience, you will be successful. And it's same is about happiness. Love what you do in life. Cut out the stupid shit you don't like. Do more of what you want. That's what will make you happy. It's not buying a new car, a new house, a new wallet, whatever. It's not about what you have on your bank account. It's not gonna make you happy. If you save up 5 years to buy your dream car, the first little scratch that car gets will stab you in the heart. And you don't want that. In life, I mean, yes, look at the positive things that happened to you. For me, it's like, yeah, I mean, recently I wrecked my Tesla. It has a big bump in the back because I wasn't looking back and driving back, and the concrete pillar was stronger than the car, obviously. And so I'm like, damn, it was my dream car for years. I still love that car, and I could be like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? But in the meantime, I can also say, hey, it still drives. It still has 90% of its functionality, 99% of its functionality, still works. And so that's also what keeps you the positive mindset. That's the story that you need, I think, to understand to get somewhere. And it also has a lot to do with gratitude. Look at what you have achieved, how far you've got, what you have learned from your failures. It's much, much more important than having some numbers to reach. Like I have so many clicks on YouTube. My most successful video on YouTube was never meant to be successful. I'm telling about how to fix a lefty suspension on a Cannondale. I just was like, yeah, that could be useful. Let's put it out. And I have over 10K views. It was never the goal to make a great video. It was just the goal to make something useful. Me loving the process of understanding the mechanics of that fork and documenting that. Yeah, and in the past I tried to make a machine learning startup, because after making several hardware startups, I realized, oh, it's so hard to get investors for mechanics, for machines, because It's a high upfront cost. You need to ship that stuff. That stuff can break. You cannot update mechanics as easily as software. So I was like, yeah, let's make a pure software startup, machine learning, counting things. The idea is count camera. Actually, it's still online, the website, but I don't think I will follow up until I find someone who really loves machine learning, because what I learned is I don't like machine learning. I don't like statistics and very advanced algorithms. I'm not a programmer at heart. I'm a mechanical engineer at heart. And actually, it was the best decision of my life. I came to a point, end of 2021, I got an offer from a startup offering me a job. I was building my startup on the other hand, and I had to decide, do I keep grinding on my startup, which has to do with cameras, or do I join a camera startup, which obviously means that I have basically to shut down my camera startup. I cannot have a camera startup and work for a camera startup. That's a conflict of interest. But I was then in a very cushy job. So I could have stayed in that cushy job, keep grinding on my startup, but I had to admit to myself, it's not something I love to do. And if it's not something I love to do, I will never be successful at it. And I will have to hire people for the core technologies, which is debt. This is not something you should have in a startup. You should have your core technologies in-house. I had to admit to myself, I don't love it. I love it much more to build that beer filling machine, to build things that at least have some mechanical components, that have that whole triangle, mechanics, electronics, and software, and not just software. I let it go because I didn't love that grind. That brought me that now that startup got acquired and I'm in an amazing job with amazing people just because I let go of what I didn't love doing. That's also a key decision to make, and it's a well-known psychological bias, is the sunk cost bias. I have invested that much into it, I'm not gonna give up now. And this is a very bad advice. There's so many companies that have lost millions, hundreds of millions. There are people that have gone crazy sticking to something that was not working just because they were like, yeah, but I have put so much into it. No, be honest to yourself. Find out what you love, what you could be grinding, even if you are not successful. And that's how it works. At the start of Tesla, there's a 90% chance that we fail. But I love the process to electrify mobility, and that's why I'm doing it. And now it is the most profitable car company in the world. It was never the goal to be most profitable. What they love is the process of being better, being more efficient, transforming themselves. Being the most profitable car company in the world is a side effect that came from it. That's the result. So keep grinding, guys. Keep grinding. Find what you love and keep grinding. And don't look at the numbers. It's not worth it. The numbers will come.